Behind every ancient manuscript, every sacred cross, and every stolen monument, there is a story of power, conflict, culture, and a question that remains unanswered. What happened to Ethiopia's lost heritage, and what does justice look like today? Have you ever wondered why some of Ethiopia's greatest treasures are not in Ethiopia? Ancient books, royal crowns, sacred crosses, historic weapons, beautiful artwork, even giant monuments. Today, many of these priceless treasures are thousands of kilometers away from the land where they were created. Some are displayed in famous museums. Others are locked inside archives. Some are rarely seen by the public. How did they get there? Were they gifts? Were they bought? Or were they taken during war? This is not only Ethiopia's story. It is a story about history, power, culture, and the ongoing search for justice. Today, we investigate one of Ethiopia's greatest historical mysteries. Where are Ethiopia's lost treasures? Long before many modern nations existed, Ethiopia was already home to an ancient civilization. For thousands of years, Ethiopian scholars carefully copied books by hand. These were not ordinary books. They preserved history, science, religion, language, music, and the identity of an entire civilization. Many manuscripts were written in ETHIOPIA'S, one of Africa's oldest written languages. Inside monasteries and churches, generations protected these treasures. Some books survived for hundreds of years. Every page tells a story. Every illustration reflects remarkable craftsmanship. These treasures are part of Ethiopia's national memory. European travelers were amazed by Ethiopia. They discovered ancient churches, rare manuscripts, beautiful religious art, royal treasures. Many objects existed nowhere else in the world. Collectors, scholars, museums, and governments all became interested in Ethiopian heritage. Some wanted to study it, some wanted to preserve it, others simply wanted to own it. As international interest grew, Ethiopian treasures became highly valuable. Unfortunately, history was not always peaceful. One of the most significant events occurred in 1868. British forces launched a military expedition to Maqdala. After the battle, large numbers of Ethiopian treasures were removed. Historical records describe manuscripts, crowns, crosses, ceremonial objects, royal clothing, and many other cultural items being taken. Some objects later entered museums. Others were sold to private collectors. Many remain outside Ethiopia today. For many Ethiopians, these objects are not simply museum pieces. They are sacred. They represent faith, history, and national identity. Over time, Ethiopian treasures reached many countries. Some entered museums, some entered libraries. Others became part of private collections. Researchers continue to identify Ethiopian artifacts around the world. In recent years, some institutions have returned certain items. Others remain abroad. The discussion continues. Should these treasures stay where they are, or should they return to the communities where they were created? Thousands of Ethiopian cultural treasures are now kept outside Ethiopia. Some are displayed in museums, others are preserved in libraries and archives. Some remain in private collections. Among the most famous are the Maqdala Manuscripts, taken during the British Expedition of 1868. Today, many are held by the British Library and other collections in the United Kingdom. The Kebra Nagast, Ethiopia's famous royal chronicle, survives in several manuscripts. Copies are found in Ethiopian institutions, while historic manuscripts are also preserved in libraries abroad. Ancient ETHIOPIA'S gospel manuscripts, prayer books, psalters, and illuminated religious texts are held in collections in the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, and the United States. Many museums also hold Ethiopian processional crosses, crowns, ceremonial objects, shields, weapons, royal clothing, and icons. Some treasures have been returned. Many others are still outside Ethiopia. Researchers continue to identify Ethiopian heritage in collections around the world. The exact number is still unknown. If some treasures, like the Axum Obelisk, can return home, what about the thousands of manuscripts, crowns, sacred objects, and other cultural treasures that remain abroad? What responsibility do museums, governments, and international organizations, such as UNESCO, have in preserving history while also supporting the return of cultural heritage to its rightful homeland? UNESCO encourages dialogue between countries. It promotes international agreements to protect cultural heritage. It helps governments negotiate the return of important cultural property. UNESCO also works to prevent the illegal trafficking of cultural objects. Over the years, Ethiopia has worked with UNESCO and with many governments to recover important parts of its heritage. One of the best-known successes was the return of the Axum Obelisk from Italy. Other manuscripts and religious objects have also been voluntarily returned by museums, institutions, and private collectors. Although many treasures remain abroad, international support for returning cultural heritage has grown in recent years. Around the world, many countries are asking the same question. Should cultural treasures remain where they are today, or should they return to the people who created them? The story of Ethiopia's lost heritage stretches across continents. During wars, colonial occupation, and military expeditions, priceless treasures left their homeland. Among the most famous are the Maqdala Manuscripts, ancient handwritten books containing religious teachings, royal history, science, and literature. Today, many are preserved in the United Kingdom. Alongside these manuscripts are royal crowns, ceremonial crosses, shields, and other sacred objects taken from Maqdala in 1868. Many remain in museums and private collections. Ethiopia's remarkable ETHIOPIA'S manuscripts, written in one of Africa's oldest literary languages, are now scattered across libraries and museums in Britain, France, Germany, Italy, and the United States. One symbol of hope is the Axum Obelisk. Removed to Rome during the Italian occupation in 1937, it stood in Italy for nearly 70 years before finally returning home in 2005. Yet many religious icons, ceremonial crosses, and other sacred treasures remain outside Ethiopia. For many Ethiopians, these are not simply museum objects. They are living symbols of faith, identity, and history. Before we continue, let us ask some important questions. Questions that historians, researchers, governments, and ordinary citizens continue to ask today. How many Ethiopian manuscripts and cultural treasures remain outside Ethiopia? No one knows the exact number. Thousands of manuscripts and countless cultural objects are believed to be held in museums, libraries, universities, archives, and private collections across Europe and North America. Which museums and institutions hold the largest collections of Ethiopian heritage? What priceless manuscripts, crowns, crosses, royal artifacts, and sacred objects are preserved there today? How many Ethiopian treasures have already been returned? The return of the Axum Obelisk is one well-known success. Several manuscripts and religious artifacts have also been voluntarily returned by museums and private collectors. But how many treasures are still waiting to come home? What legal and ethical arguments support their return? Should cultural objects taken during war remain in foreign museums? Should sacred religious artifacts be returned to the communities that created and protected them? Or should they remain in international collections where millions of visitors can see them? What role does Ethiopia play in seeking the return of its cultural heritage? What role do museums, foreign governments, and international organizations such as UNESCO play in these efforts? Can UNESCO require museums to return Ethiopian treasures? Or can it only encourage dialogue and cooperation between nations? Finally, what role can ordinary people play? Can researchers help identify lost artifacts? Can museums work together with Ethiopia? Can public awareness encourage the voluntary return of important cultural treasures? And perhaps the biggest question of all, what does justice look like for a nation whose cultural heritage has been scattered across the world? Is justice simply returning valuable objects? Or is it also about recognizing history? respecting cultural identity, and ensuring that future generations can inherit the legacy of their ancestors? These are the questions we will explore in this documentary. The answers may surprise you. History cannot be changed, but history can be understood. The story of Ethiopia's treasures is not only about the past, it is about identity, respect, memory, and cultural heritage. As more people learn these stories, new conversations continue around the world. Perhaps the greatest treasure is not gold or stone. It is the knowledge of where these treasures came from and why they matter. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others. Together, we can continue exploring history, culture, and the stories that shape our world.